Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping back down into the charts for Vechain, see what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this, if you find this video useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with all the Vechain videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out today. If you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, whether that is strategy for bear markets through to project reviews and trading, why not check out the Patreon services as well in the description down below. Okay, let's get into this. So Vechain paired up with USDT, we're on the hourly chart and Binance is our data source. As you can see here, we have been tracking a 5-wave move down, and technically we could argue that this has been met, but I don't think this pattern really is in line with what I would expect of a 5th wave. However, we will just have to leave this to see whether or not we break completely down out of this structure and I can say that this wick here is our 5th wave or not. Essentially though, if I take a look at this, we can see that we have moved down in a nice kind of ABC fashion here, and we started to bounce around a little bit again and more ABCs and stuff like that. So I don't think there's anything of too much of note within this pattern. It's just kind of a continuation pattern trading sideways before we pull on back down even lower. So essentially the bounce here doesn't seem to be actually doing too much. I don't expect a huge bounce to the upside. We can see that we're actually pushing the stochastic RSI up without actually doing too much in the way of price discovery or recovery. So I'm expecting the 5-wave move here, sideways trade as a B wave, and then it's just a pullback down. So on that note, let's go ahead and see, right, we've kind of got a high point just about here. So what I'll do is I'll take the measurements of I'll take it from this low point. I'm gonna be pessimistic, I guess is probably the best way of looking at it. If we take it from there and we move this to here, and what it does is throw those volumes on there. You can see the volume coming down here. Volume slightly increased to pull us down. It kind of increased ever so slightly here, but only really the selling side of things. A little bit of kind of support being found at these low ranges of around the 4.5. Part of that kind of range there, but nothing too much. So this looks like it could come down to about 3.9. 3.972 if we want to be really like accurate about it. I'll just drop this on here as well. Okay, so we do have this level now. This could be concerning to a degree, so we want to be open to the idea of this, but we want to make sure that we're on the right side of any price movements here. Okay, so there's basically essentially some key levels that I've been mapping out here now. As I said the other day, and it is still very much valid, that if we were to, let me just remove the volume, if we were to drop below 4.056, it does mean there's going to be a lot more downside. Now on a 1-to-1 ratio here, it is indicating to us 3.972. That would actually probably be a good place for bounce for a 4th wave, because essentially if we actually lower this all the way out, zoom out quite a bit, we would argue that actually all of this here would then make it a 3rd wave. We'd end up with a 4th, and then we would drop down significantly lower. Let me just remove that one. We don't need that one anymore. So yeah, essentially that would mean that we would push down significantly lower even still for Vechain. So we want to be open to the idea that that's a possible scenario, but we don't want to rely on that with too much kind of I guess we don't want to kind of look at it and think that's definitely going to happen. It's one possibility out of a dozen at this point. So just be a little bit open-minded that there is potential to quite a significant downside, but the same is also said for Bitcoin, where you could argue that it's very, very valid to see Bitcoin move down to $22,000. It's a valid scenario. It's a valid wave count. It's just whether or not they are probable moves. Okay, so just keep an open eye on, just because we might move down lower than 4 cent and we end up with a impulsive wave structure, that impulsive wave structure can also be invalidated with a move up higher than the wave 1 low. So just because it happens doesn't mean it's going to stay that way either. So we'll keep an eye out on it. You always kind of review to the most or refer to the most probable scenario. So for Vechain right now, I think the most probable scenario is we continue to trade sideways around here. If we do actually go up higher than 4.799, then that's fantastic, because our low targets will increase with that. But for now, as it stands, we are looking at about a low of 3.972. just a little bit short of that 4 cent. And again, that would be a trigger point for a impulsive move down, and we want to make sure that we really think about that bounce up and where that goes afterwards, because again, we'll be talking about moving down significantly lower depending on how high that bounce goes upwards. But that would actually mark the bottom if it is a 5-wave impulsive structure like that. And that would completely come to an end, and we'll start to move on up and get a bit of recovery from it. So again, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but again, it's not something that we want to see. Okay, but that's kind of the short time view here on VET. Essentially, if we move up into our larger time frames, if I just come up into our daily view here, you can see we've actually been had this big corrective move here. We're kind of just still trading sideways, nothing too kind of major going on here. We have retraced quite nicely, not as low as the 3.908 that we were at previously. So if we do drop down to those low areas, we might end up with a double bottom, and then we start to move on out of here. Again, possible scenarios, but essentially this could be another trigger point taking us up significantly higher, because you can't move down in straight lines the way that we have been. You have to bounce around quite a bit as well. So ultimately, yeah, this looks like it's going to kind of come towards its completion hopefully soon, and then we'll start to see that move up. And again, the structure and the overall, if we start to think about everything that's going on here on the larger picture, we also have the ABC function here. We have the ABC coming down, that was 3.9. It is possible that we pull back down ever so slightly lower. We are talking that potentially losing this range here, which is about 2.3. It would be a potential possible scenario we'd want to kind of watch out for. But essentially, these are the ranges where you can get some absolutely fantastic deals ahead of the next surge upwards, where we do still expect Vechain to do incredibly well. As I was talking about with our Bitcoin video this morning as well, altcoins are, pretty much down to these low points of like 86 or 85%. Same scenario, right? We think about bear markets. Bear markets for altcoins are usually 90 to 95%. And we have to kind of start asking those questions. When do you want to start dollar cost averaging into these projects? Because sometimes you might not actually go down to those full 90 or 95%. It's important that we start to slowly work our way into projects in these kind of sweet spots, in these low points in the market. And the objective is not to build a dollar-based value. It's to build a coin-based value on your portfolio. So do you see the number of coins increasing over time in your portfolio? And that's the main focus, whereas you don't really want to be focusing in on the dollar value of your portfolio going down right now. You've got to kind of flip your mindset on that, because essentially this is the time for accumulation. This is the time for building the portfolio for future wealth. Okay, and these kind of discounted rates from all-time highs, this is really where it is done. This is how me and Chris did it previously. In sense of we were buying down in the previous bear market lows. Okay, all the way down here, which means even in Vechain we are still in profit all the way up here, and you only get these opportunities whilst you're at these kind of levels of discount. Okay, you can buy the uptrend if you want, but if you buy green candles, you know what they say, that's never going to fare well. So essentially what you want to do is you want to find the optimized place for dollar cost averaging. You want to accumulate at the bottom of these bearish phases, and then you want to ride that bad boy up to the top. Okay, or at least close to the top. Okay, or close to your exit strategy and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to know more about these kind of things, then join us in Patreon, join us in Discord. We talk about the strategy around bear markets, accumulation, trading, reviews, the importance of fundamentals in this particular stage of a cycle. So do join us there if you want to learn a little bit more about it, guys. I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.